Hi, this is Real Men Unscripted with Derek and Jerry. We hope you enjoy this podcast.
Hey, welcome back to another episode of Real Men Unscripted. I'm Derek.
I'm Jerry.
And this episode, we got a couple things to talk about. Luke Bryant.
Who's that?
LB. Not LB's like fat, but LB, Luke Bryant. You don't know who Luke Bryant is?
It's a country singer, right?
Yes.
Let me see what songs he sings.
He's a country western singer. He's on American Idol as a judge.
Oh, that guy. I like him.
Yeah.
I like him as a judge. I don't know about an artist, though.
So our best friend Dolores, ex-roommate as well, she had her birthday a couple weeks ago and had free tickets, 4 free tickets. So she took Tammy, me, and one of her friends, and we went. And this guy is just like in a T-shirt and jeans and a hat, man. And, you know, it doesn't go like all out on dressing, you know. And
he doesn't wear tuxedo.
Does shots throughout the show.
Shots of water.
Yeah, it probably is. That's what we were wondering, if it's water or real shots, right? But it was pretty cool. We had really good seats. Apparently they were like $400 tickets where we sat.
Where'd you get them from? Seats? Tickets?
She got them from like students, one of her students' parents or something.
Wow.
Yeah. And then he gave her this hat, so she gave it to me. And she got a bunch of shirts, but they were too small for me. But yeah, it was a good time. It was at the new Resorts World.
How many songs did you know? So I don't think I know any Luke Bryan songs.
I didn't know the first like few because they were like newer songs, and
Okay.
I don't really listen. I mean, if you go on my phone, the 3 I have on my phone, he sang, so I knew those. I would say I knew maybe a quarter of them, you know, but it was still cool. It was packed, but very good time. And so, yeah, and then I was able to park valet because my buddy works valet there. And so, yeah, he got us in there. And
I like country. I don't know about Luke. I like, you heard of Zach Brown band?
Yeah.
Highway 20 Ride? I like that jam. That's my jam.
That's your jam?
I ride east every other Friday, but if I had it my way, a day would not be wasted on this drive. But I like Tim McGraw. I went skydiving. I went Rocky Mountain climbing. You know that one?
Yeah.
That's my jam, too. Garth Brooks, of course.
I got friends in low places.
I got friends in low places. Or the dance. Looking back on the memory of the dance we shared neath the stars above for a moment.
What about the guy who just opened Old Red here in Vegas?
What's his name?
You don't know his name? From The Voice?
Lionel?
Blake Shelton.
Oh. That's
Lionel's
Lionel's
American Idol. Yeah. Blake Shelton just opened up his new, so if you come to Vegas, he has an Old Red. It's called Old Red. It's a restaurant, music place. It's like 4 stories or something, 4 levels. Mm-hmm. It's on the Strip. Haven't checked it out yet, but I checked out Old Red when we were in Nashville, Tennessee about 5 years ago. So I'll have to check this one out.
Have you heard of Fontainebleau?
Yeah, that's the new hotel.
Yeah,
that's going to
I didn't even know it was.
Excuse my French.
Yeah,
they've already got rid of 3 top dogs in like a month.
Look, this is it, and they're like, "Have you been to the Fontainebleau?" Yeah, I was like, "What's the Fontainebleau?"
Yeah, no,
like this brand new hotel casino. I was like, I've never even heard about it.
They've been building that thing for a while.
Really?
But it just opened, and all the stars came for it, and then it's like empty now. Like during the regular day, nobody's there.
They're looking at the prices for rooms, and it was like on a Monday, it was like $700 a night. I was like, who's going to pay that?
Whoa, you're better off going to the M Resort, man.
Yeah. Better off going anywhere, in my
Dang.
opinion.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It'll be another one that goes belly up. You know, they opened up another hotel on the 215 called the Durango.
Oh yeah.
215 Durango.
I think that one's been
It's called-
pretty popular so far.
Yeah,
the locals.
Haven't been to that one either. Since
I heard it's
don't
pretty
gamble.
nice. I had a coworker that went there.
But the Denora, me and you and Tam need to
Oh yeah.
maybe check out that one or whatever. Get a
Yeah, let's
meal.
go get something to eat. Yeah.
But,
I need to put some money in Quartermania. I need some cash.
Yeah.
I should open up a GoFundMe so people could donate and help me get out of debt.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's a great great cause.
Yeah, that dog's putting me in debt right now. Oh my gosh. Holy moly.
But GoFundMe, they take a pretty good chunk. Well, not
Yeah.
a good chunk, but I heard it's like 5-10%.
Do you know Bryce from Hope Church?
Mm-hmm.
Did you see where he gave a kidney to his cousin?
No.
Yeah, shout out to Bryce from Hope Church, McCandless. I'm probably pronouncing his last name wrong, but
Yeah. I'm singing with his wife tonight.
he's not married. He's single.
Oh, his girlfriend then.
No, I don't think he has.
Tori?
I don't think he has. I mean, unless he's new.
I'm pretty sure that they're coupled up, but we'll have to do some research and get back to you on that one.
Yeah, I could text him right now. But anyhow, Bryce gave his kidney to his cousin. He was a match to his cousin. So there is the reason I thought of that was the GoFundMe. They do have a page called a meal train. Maybe we could post the meal train on there or something. But anyhow.
Maybe we're talking about two different Bryces. I just thought about that. Anywho.
Bryce was the guy when we went to the retreat who was in charge of the cornhole game.
Oh, yeah, I think we are talking about two different Bryces.
Okay. Yeah. And so I don't know. So Bryce is a twin. I don't know why his twin didn't give up his kidney, but Bryce did. No. Anyhow, there's a meal train going for Bryce. I donated some
each
money.
gave up half a kidney.
Yeah, they could have. Yeah.
Stitched it back together. And
Yeah. So they so shout out to him because that's like
great
a real
sacrifice.
hero right there.
It is.
And you
It's
gotta,
awesome.
because people think it's just easy giving it, but you have to eat a certain way before to make sure, right, that your kidney's ready. And then he's on a special diet right now, afterwards. But yeah. So shout out, man. You're definitely going to heaven for that, man.
Well, works don't get you into heaven,
I'm
but
kidding. Some people think
I can't even say amen. That one.
some people think that works get you in. That's why I said that.
I've been on a chocolate thing lately. It's like I can't get enough chocolate. I buy these big old bags of chocolate, and I just sit there and watch TV and just eat chocolate, like the little nuggets, one after the other. I think I'm going to die of diabetes or something.
I literally am going on this is amazing, but I'm going on.
If you do say so yourself.
Yeah, like 10 days. Like we went to the concert and I had literally a few pieces of licorice, but I mean, I used to eat a lot of chocolate in the courtroom every day. I've literally in the last 10 days I've cut out. Haven't had ice cream. Haven't had chocolate.
Do you go to like a group?
No.
I might need to find a group like
No, I just
Chocolates Anonymous.
All this medical stuff that I've been dealing with, man. They're like, listen, you need to
Yeah, they told me that too. They're like, you need to cut down on the carbs. It's like the faster I get to heaven. I'm just kidding. The faster, the better. This world is falling.
No, but I mean, I was a junkie. That was my fix, man. I was like, just hook up the IV of chocolate, man. Yeah. And so I'm proud of myself. I mean, I did have the Wednesday night at men's group. It was Dennis's birthday. Mm-hmm. So he wanted a German chocolate cake, and one of the guys, Aaron's mom, made a German chocolate cake. And because it was homemade, right? Normally we buy the cakes from Smith's or Albertsons, but this was homemade. So I'm like, okay, I got to try a little piece. But I'm not a big German chocolate
coconut
because of the coconut. I literally took a very small piece, took 2 bites, and I was like, it was good, but not good because I just was like, nah. So I threw it. But he loved it, but yeah, pretty much, I'm still down because I had diarrhea last week. So I lost like 5 pounds, and I actually missed a day of work and everything.
Do people still take laxatives to lose weight? Remember that was a thing for a while?
Yeah. Nah, I'm not doing a laxative, but I'm doing other stuff, with 10X and getting my vitamins. Took a gene test to get my vitamins up. So, just trying to, because there's certain things that our bodies won't produce due to our parents.
Mm-hmm.
And so we took the gene test through 10X, through Gary Brecka, to get this. So we have a code if you are interested in ordering anything. Let us know. I'll give you the code, and then we get a little discount, or we get something for it, like an affiliate type thing, But yeah, we're just, trying to lose more weight.
Yeah.
Cold plunging. We were cold plunging about 44 degrees, and we were doing it every day for the last couple of weeks.
Break the layer of ice on the top before you jump?
It wasn't icy, but we started itching.
Really?
And they were saying that
How long do you stay in there?
Well, we started 25 seconds, worked our way up to a minute.
Wow.
But the problem, the doctor said, not everybody. So if you cold plunge every day and it doesn't affect you, great. But there was a certain thing for us that was, which was causing the itching. So we went to every other day, and we had to raise it a little bit, like to between 48 and 52.
What do you
this morning I did it
into?
So I bought a cold plunge bucket. It's a bucket that you fill up with water, and it's so cold right now I don't need to add ice.
It's in the backyard, or?
Yeah, it's right in my back deck right there. And this morning I did it. It was 50 degrees, and I made it 2 minutes because my goal is to get to 3 minutes.
And what's this do for your body? It's supposed to be good, right?
Yeah, it's supposed to help with if you're sore, all that. I'm drawing a blank on the word.
I have something like that in my backyard for when I'm sore.
What's that?
Hot tub.
Yeah.
It's like the opposite of cold plunging.
It is.
Right?
It is. Yeah.
I think my DNA prefers the hot tub.
Well, we were cold plunging in the community pool at like 5:30 in the morning.
Oh, wow.
But I think it was even colder, but it also had like too much chlorine. And so I bought this thing, and we've been cold plunging, and it's pretty cool.
Get on Amazon?
Yeah. It was less than $100. And
it's like inflatable or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's definitely inflatable. It's an inflatable where you can take it with you. It has a carrier, so when we travel, we can take it with us. So
throw some ice in there and some water.
Come cold plunge sometime. No?
No. I'm not that worried about my health yet. You can tell by all the chocolate I eat. I'm not going to wait.
Inflammation. That was the word.
Inflammation.
Gosh.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about telling them on my deathbed.
Inflammation, all that stuff.
Chocolate.
Yeah. So we're loving it. It's good.
What do you have any diseases like hereditarily that runs through your family?
Well, a few of them have diabetes. A lot of my family died from obesity. Well, from being heavy. Like cousins and uncles and stuff. They've all been pretty heavy. And my sister, my dad, my stepmom, my mom, before she passed, me, we all have this sleep apnea, and they say that's not hereditary. But speaking of the sleep apnea,
I know you had a story to share about that.
Oh my gosh. So in the middle of December, do you know what an EOB is when you get it from your insurance? It comes from your insurance. And it says EOB. So.
Oh, explanation of benefits.
Yes. Yeah. There you go. I wanted to give you the chance to say it.
Yeah. Because do you know what FAA is? Farmers of America.
Yeah.
Anyways, back to your CPAP story.
Yeah. So back in August, I got the whole works, right? And we went through this company called Should I mention the company's name or?
Only if you want to give them a shout out.
Well, no, I'm mad at them. So should I or not?
You have the First Amendment, freedom of speech. You can say whatever you want.
Apria Healthcare.
Okay, I heard of them.
So, they sent me a machine, sent me everything, been using it. And then in the middle, and then sometime like October, they sent me a bill for like $80. I'm like, for 3 months, that probably sounds about right for my 20%. So I wrote a check. I didn't even question what the $80 was for. And then in December, in the mail, I got this EOB. And when I first start reading it, I'm like, oh my gosh, I see that they want that it says that my portion may be like out of the 6,000, my portion was going to be like 4,700 or something.
What? And you get those on OfferUp for free, or like $50.
So Tammy says, hey, just throw it away. That's not what our bill's going to be. And I'm like, no. This doesn't look right. So I start reading it, and it says out of network on everything. And then literally 2 days later, I get a bill from Apria for $400. So I call them and I say, hey, can you break down this time, since I've given you 80 without asking? 400 seems a little high. Can you send me a breakdown of what I'm paying $400 for? So they send me an email with a breakdown, and still with the breakdown, it does not explain what, it just breaks down $62 here, $35 here, but it didn't really say what it was for. So I called them and said, hey, you gave me this breakdown. I still don't know. Can I speak to a supervisor so I can figure this out? Plus, unfortunately, I had a really hard time understanding the lady. She had a really strong accent. So I spoke to a supervisor who had a little less accent, but still strong. Explained to her, and she said that was my out-of-pocket portion. And I was like, it can't be. She goes, well, you haven't met your deductible. I'm like, my deductible is like $250 a year, and we're in December. I know I've met my deductible. She says, well, I don't know. You might want to call your insurance. So I call UMR, talk to them, and I tell them how I got this EOB that says out of network. So they tell me, yeah, Apria is out of network for this. I'm like, so they're trying to charge me for everything. And he said, yeah. And when they say you haven't met your deductible, they're talking about your out of network deductible, which is like $3,500.
Yeah.
So I called the lady again, explained it to her. She argued with me and said, no, you are in network. I said, ma'am, I am not in network. I'm not paying the $400. How do I turn in my property, the machine? Because I've called another company and I'm going to go with them because I don't have to pay a red cent. And she said, well, they've already paid for the machine. So I called UMR again, said, hey, have you paid anything for this machine? And they said, well, technically, no, we have not paid a cent, but everything is going through you, but you're not paying it because it's all out of network. So I tell the lady, listen, we have not paid anything. I'm not paying anything. And so last Friday, I turned in all my sleep apnea stuff. Well, the machine, all they wanted was the machine. They don't want all my other stuff because they can't give it to anybody else.
You got boogies all over it.
Yeah. And so I've now gone a week without it. I just had to turn in paperwork to the new company, Preferred Home Care. And I don't know when I'll get that stuff. I'm hoping they'll rush it. But Apria called me like every other day this last week, and I told them, quit calling me. I turned in my gear, and she's all, but you still owe $400. I said, I'm not paying it. And when I turned in my gear, they gave me a receipt saying that they are zeroing my balance. I'm not paying anything. So please quit calling me. And it has been just a mess. And I told my wife that if I die between now and getting my new machine, because I stopped breathing 144 times an hour. But they weren't concerned about that. They were concerned because my oxygen levels are dropping from the mid 90s to low 80s.
Have they checked to see if you're a good candidate? Because they have a surgery they can do, don't they? Clear up some of that.
Well, I know our friend has a mouthpiece she wears, and it has helped tremendously because she would rip off her mask and never wear it. But she loves the mouthpiece. But I don't know. I'm just trying to, get something. I'm on the full mask now. I started out with just the nose, and I started out with the one.
But now you're on nothing, right?
Now I'm on nothing. So if I die, I told my wife to sue Apria.
I'm going to find you one on OfferUp for $50.
It's just crazy now. A week, so I'm getting no sleep. I'm up again now 3-4 times a night.
There's people that get them free with their insurance, whatever, and they're like, well, I'm going to put this thing on OfferUp or Facebook Marketplace or something.
Oh, wow.
I think Facebook won't let you do it, but OfferUp, they'll let you. I've seen some medical stuff.
Huh.
Like the little scooter, like if you break your ankle or something,
yeah.
scoot around in it. I had one of those. I was going to put it on the Facebook Marketplace. They wouldn't let you.
Really?
So I ended up putting it on the OfferUp. Still got it in the backyard, though.
Well, my sister was telling me that the reason I wake up is it's my body's telling me that I stopped breathing or something. I don't know. It was just, it's just been a mess, and I don't know when they're going to, get me the new stuff.
Yeah, I'll start doing some shit.
I mean, there's
so
6
if anybody
months.
out there has a CPAP they want to send Derek.
Yeah, just the machine, man. Just the
keep the
ResMed 11 is what I had.
Keep all the accessories. We don't need those.
Yeah, no, we got all that. Man.
Have you ever been scammed?
Well, yeah. When I first moved to Vegas, have you ever heard of that Perfect Auto? It's like purr, like a cat purr.
It's a shop, right?
They're horrible.
Okay.
Shout out! Do not ever go there. They were
they've made it in
perfect. The business bureau is. Anyhow, when I first moved here, I didn't know. I was just going to them to get smog for the car before I register it for Nevada. And I literally was there for the smog. Then they tell me that my water heater to the car was broken, or no, radiator. And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. I just got like a water pump recently. And they're like, oh, no, you need a new water pump or whatever. So I get a new water pump, which then ruins my radiator, which it wasn't the water pump, it was the radiator. Anyhow, next thing I know, my credit card was hit for like $1,500 in like Canada.
Wow.
And then when I called to talk to the manager, he had been fired. And anyhow, they gave me the money back. But
for sure, them that leaked your credit card number.
It got to be. It was the only place I had used my card in. I'd only been here like 3 days.
Yeah. I had something happen to me a couple of years ago, but it just resurfaced. So I get a call. So my aspirations was to one day like go to the, I'm big into cars, so I have a lot of cars on Turo right now.
Right. But, Turo, if you ever need Turo.
So I wanted to get my auction license because you can get those cars, dirt cheap at auctions, right? So I started a business. It was called Trinity Auto Motor, something like that. And it was a couple of years ago, but it never got off the ground because I wanted to get my auction license. So I went on Craigslist and I found a guy that will supposedly do everything for you. All you got to do is give him X amount of money. And I'm pretty good when it comes to scammers. So this guy was really good. Everything seemed legit. I did some research and it looked legit. So I send him some cash and he starts my business, my LLC. He sends me all the information, which I could have done on my own, right? But then he's supposed to set up a space for me at some auto dealership in Kansas, like a little office, because you have to have a physical place. And
in Kansas, Missouri?
In Kansas, the state of Kansas. And so he supposedly set something up. And he's like, okay, I need this for the insurance. I need this. So I end up giving this guy about $2,500, right? And so that's going to be enough, supposed to be enough. And he's like, well, if you need it faster, I could rush it to you. It's just going to be an extra. I was like, no, it's, I got a little while before I need it. So time goes by and still nothing. So I'm checking up on him. and I start to get some red flags, right? And so what I do is I call the dealership in Kansas and ask if they've received anything. They're like, no, not yet. And so I call the department in Kansas that's responsible for issuing the licenses. And so they're like, are you dealing with some guy named Gary? And I'm like, yeah. She's like, you're getting scammed.
Oh,
I was like, are you? And so I called Gary and I'm like, bro. And I was so upset because Gary lives in Chicago somewhere.
apparently.
No, he really does.
Oh.
So I did some research. He lives in Chicago, and he's still scamming people. I thought about going to Chicago to pay him a visit, but I decided not to. My wife wouldn't let me.
I'll go with you.
But
My son's in Chicago right now.
really?
Or,
And
no,
so
he's in. Yeah, he's in
a few weeks ago, I get
Philly.
a call.
He's in Philly right now.
I get a call on the phone, and he's like, this guy's like, I'm interested in renting some 4x4s. Is this Trinity Motor? And you can tell he's kind of like trying to catch me saying something like, this is the number for Trinity, but I never got that business off the ground. Some guy scammed me, right? And so I just tell the guy the story. He goes, well, to be honest with you, I think that's what's happening to me right now. He's going through the same thing with the same guy, and he just sent him $1,500 that morning.
Oh,
I was like, see if you can stop your payment. This is what happened to me. I shared everything that happened. He goes, oh my gosh. He's like, man, and the guy's like, he doesn't have a whole lot of money, right? And so he's like super stressed. And I said, go to the bank, see, and tell him what's happening, see if you can stop that payment. And I told him that I end up going to the person in Kansas who gives, because same dealership, everything.
Right.
I said, I end up going to the person in Kansas that was supposed to issue me the license, and she knew all about the guy. And so anyways, to make a long story short, he tells me that he's going to have to go to Chicago and see about this. And so I was like, don't
You
get
didn't wanna
yourself
go
in
with
trouble.
him?
Oh, no. I'm past that. That was a couple of years ago.
But he's only out 15 or?
No, that morning he had sent 1,500.
But he sent more?
Yeah, he sent more prior to that. And so I'm like, just guys, I could kind of understand people in India, they're like calling Americans that they think are all rich. Any third world country thinks that all Americans are rich. Right. And in comparison, we kind of are compared to them, but we can't just afford to be getting ripped off, right? But they think that it doesn't hurt us. So they scam us and they don't feel too guilty about it. But for an American in the United States, to be scamming somebody like that out of all this money, just imagine how many times he's probably done that and probably gotten about $2,000 or $3,000. And I was able to get about half of that back because I use my credit card. And so I put in a scam, whatever it is, and they refunded me. But the other half I just lost because I used my bank, and he was using his bank for everything. So it's hard to get your money back.
You won't. Yeah. That's why I'm always, can you please tell that to Tammy? Because I'm always telling her anything that you're doing that's going to be on the phone or on your laptop that you're buying something. Do not use our bank card.
Tammy, what is wrong with you using the bank card?
You got to use a credit card for that reason because they will empty out your
they will.
checking account
you're not going to get it back.
You're not going to get it back.
Mm-mm.
And I had that happen. So back in August of last year, we both used to go to UFC Fit. Mm-hmm. Freaking UFC Fit pissed me off because they just closed down and EOS bought it.
I got no problems with the UFC.
We talked about this.
Throwing that out there
in a previous episode, but
you're talking about
where I filed, and they're still working on whether or not. I mean, they've given me the money back for now, but they're still working on whether I get to keep the money or not. But I'm going to EOS this weekend, and I'm putting in my 30-day
so
notice.
UFC, the gym that both of us work out, UFC Fit, they're great gym.
Great
in
gym.
Vegas. Unfortunately, they end up selling one of them to EOS, who is buying all the gyms out here. Yeah, and they're probably the fastest growing out here.
But they're too busy because
they're too busy. It's like $10 a month. So it's like
these kids are in there working out, taking up 2-3 machines.
Right, and it's hard to you go in there, you just want to get on a bench machine. Luckily, this one so far since they've opened it back up has not been bad.
Okay. I've been there twice.
Really?
And it's just...
Me and Aiden have got in there and got in and out a couple of times.
See, you guys could go probably between 10 and 2 if you wanted to.
Yeah, that's true.
Use that as his PE session.
I do.
Yeah, that's how you do it. He's homeschooled, if you don't know. His kid. Only one, though, right?
Yeah, he's the only one that's homeschooled.
Yeah.
Just this year, he's starting 9th grade next year in a public school. So,
Oh, man.
so
we gotta
pray for us.
For you, yeah. Because, geez, I would never, if I had kids over, I'd definitely homeschool.
I thought about doing Bishop Gorman, a private school out here. It's like $15,000 a year or something like that. I was like, we'll just.
Yeah, but you're working now. You'd be basically working like Alan.
Yeah.
Did you hear on Alan's podcast where he was saying that he's basically working to pay for his one kid that's in private high school and the other one that's in college.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's
Alan, you and Alan got to go out and do that ghost hunter thing. That'll be fun. I saw that thing you sent me on Facebook. It's not like it's I'm just interested to see how the supernatural world would react to using the word of God on it, and just see how everything reacts. But I'm interested in that kind of stuff.
I mean, I guess we could take a Saturday and the three of us drive to that place that Alan was, because it's not that far, right?
Overton's like 3 hours.
Oh, so we'd have to stay the night?
Yeah, we'd put you from like 12 to 3 in the morning, we'd stick you in the room by yourself with a few cameras and have you, taunt them and see what happens. Because you're an unbeliever. He doesn't believe in the supernatural in terms of like ghosts and stuff like that. So I know they exist because I've experienced it.
Tug.
Anywho, I guess we'll wrap this one up, huh?
Yeah, we're still trying to get some people on here, so it's just not the Derek and Jerry show.
Derek and Jerry show.
But again, if you are liking podcasts, subscribe, like, check the box,
check it,
and
check it out.
And you have two ways to listen to it: either audio on Spotify or on Apple Podcast, or if you want to see us live on YouTube. So, again, we just appreciate you listening and watching, and make comments if you're liking it or not liking it, so we know. And anyhow,
until next time.
Peace.
Thank you for listening to Real Men Unscripted with Derek and Jerry.